Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
And this is Viewers Anonymous. What's going on with you, bro?
Oh, man, I can't call it, man. Just out here putting out content, listening to content. Yo, so hold on. Before we get started, yo, did you hear, you know what I'm saying, the 3-pack from Drake, man? You know what I'm saying? The Scary Hours 2. You was able to get those in yet? Oh, man.
I've been listening to Silk Sonic all day.
Man, hey, I see. I'm jumping on that next. I ain't had a chance to get on it yet. I heard the track though.
Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars. Man, listen. You talking about good music? Whew. Hey.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about old school, real instruments, all that. Like it sounds like perfection, bro.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna be getting on that, man. But I heard a track from Ebro in the morning, cause Ebro like is obsessed with this one song. He told them to play that after like every break. So I was able to hear a track, but they played all three of the joints from Drake, man. Drake back in his bag, man. He's back in it. He's back in it, man. It was exciting. It was exciting to hear that. Yeah, because he said something about moving in with him, because he needs Jesus in his life or something like that. It was something like that, man. But he never gonna let that go. But you know the funny thing about him and Ye, man, is like I remember listening to a podcast and they said, yo, people don't realize, they said Kanye been trying to ruin Drake's career from the beginning. And they was like, what you mean? They said think about it. Best I Ever Had video. That was Kanye's first video. That video was trash.
Yeah.
That video was like the worst video ever.
But
and then
it's been like that since like Drake even, you know what I'm saying, like Drake even dropped. Like remember cause secretly, you know, him and Jay got like a little musical beef.
They beef is different though. But to finish that point,
but it's the same as him and Kanye's, I think.
The reason I think it's a little different is because, with Kanye, the other thing that somebody had mentioned, they said that listen to the not best I ever had, but Find Your Love. When you listen to it, like the beat sound like distorted. Like, but it sound distorted though. It sounds like
to sound like that.
Man, that shit is trash. The way it sounds, I love the song.
Go back and listen to Love Lockdown. Love Lockdown sounds just like that.
Man, he fucked that song up to me.
No,
right.
that song is fire.
No, the song is fire.
No, I'm talking about the beat. It's supposed to sound that way.
Yeah, he fucked it. To me, he fucked it up. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I love the song, but I didn't like it.
Yeah. Him and his beef with Kanye is to me is the same as his beef with Jay, because they at the top of the, you know what I'm saying, they're at the top of the mountain. And the only difference between Ye and Jay is that Ye got Pusha T. That's the only difference.
And I'm gonna tell you what I feel is different. What I feel is different is there's actually like rumors and stuff, and we don't know the truth about supposedly he slept with Kim and he mentioned it in the track and all this type shit. And then I think I think that theirs is a little more personal, and then like the whole thing of like, all right, fly out here and help us with, you know what I'm saying, with this little album rollout that we got. And while we do that, I'm gonna tell all your business. You know what I'm saying? And I think Drake took that shit personal.
Well, that didn't come from Ye. You know, that came from inside Drake camp. So that didn't even have
That's what
nothing
they
to do with it
say.
yet. No. It's been confirmed.
Man, listen, from all I heard, he had a conversation with him, and there it was some stuff that had leaked. I heard that it was it was like two different, like the whole son thing, and then the name of the son. I heard that came from two different sources, type of thing. But I think his
It all
thing was,
came from the same. It all came from Drake camp. All that's from Drake's camp.
well, I still think it's different because with Jay-Z, I think that's more of a competitive type of thing. Because
No,
I
it's
mean, he
yeah,
was just on
100%. Yeah.
Scorpion, like he was just on Scorpion, and then not only that.
Ye still be producing for him, and he still be writing for Ye.
Since when?
It's always been like that. Ye wrote on Scorpion. I mean, Ye produced on Scorpion.
Well, I don't be saying all of the shit. I don't get into it that deep. I mean, from my understanding, they didn't really rock with each other like that. I just feel I see what you're saying, and look, you're probably right. But just for me on the outside being in, like I said, I don't really get into beefs and all that. I just feel like him and Jay Z's is more of a competitive battle type of thing because they're just like kill Jay Z.
Oh
He
no,
said,
this is all this is all battle of the petty, bro. It's all battle of the petty. Drake did "Girls Love Beyonce." Go back and listen to that song. Pay attention to what he's saying in that song. Then, go back and listen to "Pound Cake." Same situation. It's all a petty thing between just niggas that got bars. Like the one joint that came out on the Judas and the Black Messiah soundtrack, with the one that Jay did with Nipsey. How he started his verse. Scorpion bricks. Way before Aubrey double dance. 40 on my lap. Clap. Sound like 40 did the mix. Like, that's a shot. A lot of niggas just think that he just saying it. No, he letting Drake know, like, nigga, I still ain't gone. Like, that's a shot. It's the same thing with Kanye. Kanye do the same thing. Drake do the same thing with them. It's just that a lot of people don't understand it. Like, really, that's just them being competitive with each other. Like, it really ain't no real beef at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just like, this is more so like, you know what I'm saying? Picture like three of the best basketball players just playing 21. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like Kobe, LeBron, and Mike playing on the same court playing 21. It's gonna get aggressive. They're gonna talk some trash. They're gonna say some shit that probably shouldn't be said. But right after, you know what I'm saying, they walk off the court, it's all respect and everybody piecing it up. That's how I look at it, at least.
I hear what you're saying, and I'm not saying that you're wrong. I just feel that with the three of them, like with Drake being in the middle, I feel like Kanye's is a little different.
Yeah.
I mean, even though Kill Jay-Z, he said you stabbed on over some records, and he was saying because you saying that he's talking too reckless. So it's like, and then when that goes back to, I think it wasn't on a song. Oh man, what album was that? I think it was.
What, Blueprint
It
2?
wasn't More Life. No, it was
No.
Drake. Drake put out a single. He put out a single, and Jay-Z had like 2 bars on it, and you could tell that his voice was
you
short.
talking about Pop Style? You talking about Pop Style?
Yeah, Pop Style. Yeah, and that was a Kanye thing. Kanye shortened his verse because he was pissed off at Drake. So like my thing is the shit that Kanye
in real life, that was a clearance issue.
So what song is he talking about then? Because
He talking about Pop Style, but it's really just a clearance issue. It ain't had nothing to do with no beef for real. Because Ye couldn't have determined whether or not whole verse was gonna be long or short. That didn't have nothing to do with him. It's Drake's song.
Man, this shit got me all confused. I mean, that's what I took from it. I was just like, when he said that because I knew when he said over some records, I knew he was talking about Drake. Like,
no. He talking about Rivera.
Who the fuck is that?
Long time ago, he stabbed Rivera in the club. He said it on no, Jay-Z, allegedly. But The dude's name is Lance Rivera. They call him On or whatever. But I forgot what song it is. But he say something and he say, sorry, Lance. He said, sorry, Lance, I ain't making you the butter. The line goes some way, and he goes, sorry, Lance, I don't mean to something, but I ain't mean to make you the butt of my jokes. I forgot how the fucking bar go. But he done said the shit over, on Blueprint 2, and it's just, that shit ain't got nothing to do with Drake. That's some old shit. That shit happened when we was in like middle school, high school.
Okay, then that makes no sense to do that on a song that's directed towards Kanye the whole time. Like Kill Jay-Z was a song all about Kanye.
No, it wasn't.
So why would he? Yeah, it was.
No, it was not. He talked about Kanye. Listen, he talked about Kanye. But if you go back and listen to that song, his song is when he say Kill Jay-Z, he talking about his ego. He not talking about nobody else. He really talking about himself. Cause he's saying like you gave this nigga 20,000 for what he say, 30 minutes or some shit like that. Like he's saying like it ain't had shit to do with him, you know what I'm saying, like Sean Carter. It had shit to do with Jay-Z. He knew that he shouldn't have did it, but him being Jay-Z, he had to do it or it was gonna look a certain way. Like he talking about image and he talking about ego in that song.
Man, the way I took it, I thought when he said, I gave you 20 million and you gave me 20 minutes on stage, that was when Kanye.
Fuck was he thinking?
Yeah, because
like, fuck, that's what he said. He like, fuck was you thinking? Like you knew he wasn't going to deliver like you was supposed to, but you still went through with it. Because you figured that if you did that, it was gonna look a certain way. That's image and ego. That's what the whole song is about. That's why I said you stabbed Und over some records. Like, think about that, my nigga. Like, you tried to commit crime over a fucking record, my nigga. Like, think about you. That's ego. And then, you know what I'm saying, you giving this nigga the money for him to perform, knowing that he not gonna give you what he's supposed to give you. That's image. Like, you doing it, you know what I'm saying? He's speaking on doing shit for the wrong reasons. And really, the song is really about him checking himself, him reflecting. That's why I said kill Jay-Z. Like, it's not Sean Carter making moves, it's Jay-Z making the moves. You know what I'm saying? You portraying this image that really you not. And you doing all this shit that really you ain't supposed to be doing. And it's going against your better judgment. It's going against who you really are. And you let this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you let this moniker take you over. That's really all it is.
Well, we went on a straight music tangent right there.
Yeah, but that's good shit though. That's good shit though.
Oh yeah, for sure. But before we get into it though, man, how you been? Everything good?
Man, everything is amazing, man. I took, you know what I'm saying, some days off, you know what I'm saying, got some rest and relaxed, just getting my mind cleared up, man, and getting my body right, and you know what I'm saying, make sure I'm getting enough sleep, that kind of stuff, and catching up on all this stuff I've been missing, you know what I'm saying. Coming to America 2 came out today. Watch that. You know what I'm saying, making sure I keep up on Snowfall, finished up WandaVision. What else did I watch, man? I've been really just sitting back and just watching stuff, catching up on some podcasts that I missed, and it's been going good, man. It's been going good. I can't complain. How about yourself, man?
Oh man, like you know what I'm saying? Like I was telling you earlier, I watched the original Coming to America last night because my old lady said she never seen it all the way through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which you think is nuts. It's like how in the hell could you not watch this movie all the way through? Like, you know what I'm saying? This is like,
too.
Yo, this is wild, man.
With my little cousin.
Man, this is nuts. So it did at the end. She was like, she didn't even think it was that funny. But I was like, look, well, we ain't gonna get into that. So then, like,
hey man,
so,
that's why I don't watch funny movies with women, man. They ruin everything. Everything, man.
Hey, I still had mine. She was getting mad at me. You know what I'm saying? Because there are some parts where she was like, nah. She said, I don't want to hear you saying that. I said, look, man. It's gonna be a few of them, man. I got to.
Man.
I said, a few of them. Hey, I had to.
Anytime I watch that, listen, I be watching that. I gotta sometimes I gotta stop watching it, bro, because I damn near start quoting the whole movie. That's my
Hey,
shit,
the whole
bro.
movie. The
You
whole
ain't
movie,
never met
but
no Martin Luther King. Yes, I did. He said, that motherfucker said, I walked around the corner, motherfucker punched me in my chest. I look up, it's Martin Luther King. I said, Mr. King, Dr. King, what you punch me in the chest for? He said, shit, nigga, I know who you was. That's my shit, bro.
hey,
That's my shit,
hey,
bro.
but hey, that shit had me cracking up. But
Yeah, man.
so you know what I'm saying? So I'm watching part 2 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get in WandaVision. You know what I'm saying? I'm caught up. I just gotta watch today's episode. But yo, man, this motherfucking y'all, trust me, we're gonna get to it, but I just had to mention it. So you text me because you went past me. Because
Mm-hmm.
when I had said something to you about Behind Her Eyes, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You haven't started it
Netflix
yet.
TV show. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A limited series. And I was on part 4 when you started. So then I watched part 5, and then you hit me with like, yo, but it ends?
Man.
So I'm like, hold on. I'm like, don't tell me. I said, don't tell me I'm watching it tonight. And when I tell you, spoiler alert, yo, that motherfucking twist.
Let's make a rule real quick. We gotta make a rule. We don't say spoiler alert on this show, bro. We already got that disclaimer in the intro. We ain't gotta say spoiler alert. They already know when they come here, we talking, man. We getting to it.
Yo, when they show now you said you noticed it. Okay, this is when I started to notice something was funny.
Okay.
When I started to notice something was funny was when I'm trying to remember what went first. But when I started thinking things was funny, now I didn't know it was a twist, but when I thought stuff was funny, when dude said that he was going back to tell the police like what happened, and then when she dropped, you know what I'm saying, old dude off into the well, the watch went down there. So that's what she had over him, because if somebody find that your watch is down there, so you can never tell on me and all this type of stuff. So it was a good setup for them to like basically stay together forever type of thing. But when I noticed it, you might have noticed it before me, but when Black Girl went over there trying to save old girl, because she knew that she was going, you know, quote unquote, kill herself or whatnot. And then she sat there and she sat on the porch and she did the little thing. And then, you know, so her little thing started floating. And so then you notice the old girl thing is floating. And I was like, yo, if this motherfucker go into that other motherfucker, I said, this shit is going to be wild. And then that's exactly what happened. And I was like, yeah, and then another thing that I thought was funny was the shooting up, because the thing is, we never saw her shoot up,
and we didn't even
we
know
saw
why
the
she
dude.
was in the psych. We didn't even know why she was in the rehab.
You know what? They never. Well, I think that they put her in there because of what happened with her parents, and I think
That's
that
what I'm saying. They never told us. They never explained
they never
why
told
she was
us.
in the rehab to begin with.
And so, man, when I seen the other thing going to the other person and the up, boy, I was like, so I'm sitting here fucked up. And then I started to think, and because they went back to the past again, and then it hit me. I was like, them motherfuckers switched. And then he killed the original, and this motherfucker been a dude the whole time and a girl body. I said, yo, I'm sorry. That's some gay shit. I'm sorry. I was like, I'm sorry, man.
Okay, so look,
that is what
it is. But remember, this is when I caught on, right? I caught on when he took the picture of them.
Yeah, because he was looking at it funny.
Remember when he was sitting there, and he initially, when they showed it, he rubbed her side of the picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go back and watch it. He ain't rubbing her side. He blocking her out. When they show it, he just moving his thumb down. But he blocking her out. Now, remember way before all of that, when they first met, and they was in the tree talking. They sitting there, they talking whatever, and the lady, the nurse or whatever, she come up and she like, hey, you know, such and such. So I forgot what his name is. He on the phone for you. She hopped down off the tree and she run to the phone. Then when he get down, she say something to him or whatever, and she like, if you think that she's gonna fall for you, she's not. She's already in love with that guy. And then he walk off and he say, the joke's on you. Cause he said, I like cock. So that let me know right there, oh, this nigga gay. Then remember, they was outside smoking. And she was like, how did you sneak this in? How did you even get time to be able to do this? And he was like, oh, it's nothing. It was just a little blowjob for one of the security guards. So the whole time, it wasn't never about being her dude, because I thought it was him trying to get with her. It wasn't never that.
Mm-hmm.
He was just really being her friend, and he loved her like in a genuine love, like this is my best friend. Once he got to the castle, he realized once dude get there, she gonna kick me out. So when he seen dude and everything was cool, it wasn't no beef. Remember, he started liking him. Because remember, he went to the oven and was like, can I help you with that? And then he put the little bird in and he looked up at him with that little glance. And I was like, oh, he liked this dude. And that's when I knew. I said, oh, it's about to get real good from this point on. And then when I seen that part where he was touching on the camera, I knew. I was like, oh, yeah. I said, he about to do something dirty. And it just so happened, it didn't click to me until the one scene. I forgot, it was like a couple scenes after when she went to go buy everything, she's shooting up. And I'm like, why the fuck is she doing drugs? Like, that don't make sense. And then they hit me. I'm like, oh, shit. I forgot dude is a drug addict. That's when he was on the camera.
I was like, yo, this shit is wild. And then he put himself into the black girl. And then it's like, yo, like, he's going to know that she's different. Like, it might sound the same and all that type of shit.
He ain't even think twice.
Yeah, he didn't think twice because he ain't thinking about it right now because he just know that he don't have to worry about his wife no more.
He didn't even know his old girl was different.
True.
He was just sick of her. I'm like, fam, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You don't realize, like, all that shit changed?
And then, but then what makes this different, and I knew at the end of that movie, now you tell me what you think, and then we'll get on the Snowfall. When, after they got married, and they riding, and they're like, yo, let's go to such and such, get on this boat. And the kid said, you don't like boats, remember? Yeah. And then that look that she gave, I was like, yo, little man, you about to stay with your pops, yo. You ain't coming back.
Before that, bro, even before that, when she went to go get him from his dad's house, and they was
she was pushing him and shit. Yeah.
Damn. She shoved that nigga on the sidewalk like, move, nigga. Hey, bro, that shit had me roll. I'm like, yo, like, this nigga is flagrant. I'm like, hey, that is rude, bro. Why you do that like that?
Straight up rude. But even before, like, he knew, like, you know the mannerisms of your parents. You know what I'm saying? And he knew, like, even her just standing there, he didn't even get up to her yet. And he knew something was off. That little kid knew something was off. That's wild though. But anybody, you know, you got the time, go check out Behind Her Eyes. That shit was wild. It started out slow, but once you get to once you get to the end, it was all worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it.
It's worth it towards the end. All right, man. So we definitely, man, we on season 4, episode 3, man. Snowfall. You know what I'm saying? I watched it twice, and it was you know, it was wild. Our predictions were wrong. They only, as far as mine.
Not yet. I don't think so.
Well, so it was just for the season because I was just going off episode 3 what I thought was gonna happen, and but you know Jerome, we didn't see much of Jerome, but he seemed all right. As far as
I don't think he was.
You think he still?
I think you was right about that one.
Yeah, because man boy was like, "What's up, killer?" You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff, and he was like, "How you partner?" Like
you could tell it irked him a little bit.
Yeah, it did. I mean, maybe I was right. Like I wanted to see more of like, you know, maybe a night sweat or you know what I'm saying, or a situation where he's like dreaming about it. and and he's like fucked
Yeah.
up over it. But one of your predictions was gonna be a heavy man boy. They didn't really get into man boy as much. It was that one little
Right.
meeting, and he was just saying that business was better between us. But and that right there should be an indication to them. And Auntie, she ain't like that shit when he was like, yo, things was going
Nah.
good when it was just us three. And he was like, since his Frank came back, it's kind of shaky. And she was like, you don't know what you talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that right there should let them know, like, yo, we need to keep a tighter eye on Man Boy because
Yeah.
why would he say that? You know what I'm saying? And then with Scully not being dead, maybe they could put the pieces together of trying to see, what Man Boy is doing behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but at the same time, you gotta remember, Man Boy think he killed Scully, so
No,
he don't know either.
I think he know he didn't kill.
That's
That's
interesting. Why you
that's
say
my
that?
assumption.
Why you say that?
My assumption is I think that when he shot him, I think he shot him in the arm intentionally because I think that he feels that the best way for them to go forward, I think he wants to get Franklin out of here. And he knows that if he can get Scully, because he knows Scully and them is batshit crazy. And his whole crew can take Franklin out and they won't, because the thing is, if Franklin get taken out, if they just take Franklin out, Man
Yeah.
Boy is looking at, I could just take over Franklin's part and they won't have me as a suspect because Scully was the one. Scully and his guys took him out, so I'm in the win. So I think that he knew, like, I'm gonna shift the attention away from me and put it on Scully and have Scully people go take Franklin out, and then really the only way we're gonna make this money is y'all go through me because they're not gonna fuck with Scully anymore.
Yeah. See, the only thing about that is like I think it's weird, you know what I'm saying? Like I know in the first two seasons they talked about how, you know what I'm saying, like a lot more people starting to get product in from different places and everything like that. But the only difference between them and Franklin is getting it directly from the source. Like he getting it from the main source. So he don't have to worry about nothing for real. As long as he follow what Teddy is doing and keep cool with Teddy, everything else is gonna be good. So now that you know what I'm saying, you got all of this shit happening, I feel like they not really using their brain. Like, okay, say if Man Boy and Scully get Franklin out of here, well, that's their distribution. You know what I'm saying? Like everything gone. We see how it's working with Leon. Leon ain't really got no connects. You know what I'm saying? He's struggling for real because he don't really want to fuck with Franklin like that. So now, you know what I'm saying? You see that he got to cut his down so much where they complaining about it. You know what I'm saying? We seen it where Wanda was out there complaining to him like, yo, y'all selling us bullshit and this shit ain't even really doing nothing compared to what you used to have. Like, yo, what the fuck going on? So it's like we see how it can be, and then we see how it is at the same time. Like, I think that was a very interesting. I think that was a very interesting scene the way that they put that together because it's like, you know, we seen that Franklin and Leon, you know, what I'm saying they beefing still kind of, and then we thought they was gonna piece it up in you know, what I'm saying the previous two seasons, but it didn't work. It kind of put more strain on the relationship that they had or the friendship that they had. So now that, you know what I'm saying, like Leon is kind of, you know, letting his pride and his ego get in front of it, you can see that everything's starting to fuck up where he at. So it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like these motherfucking fiends is coming and complaining. They ain't really coming back like they supposed to. So I look at it like if they take Franklin out, then you know what I'm saying, where they can't go to Teddy. They don't know who Teddy is for real. Or even if they do know who Teddy is, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't have that connection. So I look at it like the truth of the matter is if they do fuck up Franklin, if they do kill Franklin, then everything goes to shit. And they lose all their money, they lose all their power, they ain't got nothing from that point.
Uh I think it's some truth to that, but then at the same time, the way that the government was flooding this shit in, I feel like if Franklin goes down, then they're just gonna go to the next person to, you know what I'm saying? Because the whole thing is to really just to keep getting this money to do all of the illegal shit, not illegal shit, but like they're using all this illegal money to do just regular shit in America, right? So I
Yeah,
think that
basically,
they're going to
at the
keep it
time, it was
going. They're
supposed to
just
be
going to
funding
find,
the war.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that they're just going to find somebody else just to, you know what I'm saying, so the profit don't stay the same. So I
But
think
see,
that
it's not.
even
I
though
don't think
maybe
it's
it
gonna
won't be
be. I
Reed,
don't think it's gonna be in that same vein though. Like if you look at the way, you know what I'm saying, like how Franklin is. Like Franklin is calculated with everything that he does, and I think that's why Teddy was so eager to make sure that he kept him on his hip because it's like this kid ain't like the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? He not no street kid. He not like this kid got a brain. He know how to move. He know how to maneuver. He quick. He can adjust. So I think with Franklin maneuvering everything, controlling everything, shit's going the way it's going because of Franklin. If you put Man Boy or Scully in that situation, it's not going to be the same thing. You're gonna have a lot of issues. You know what I'm saying? You might not even have the profits that you're supposed to be having. You know what I'm saying? Because this motherfucker ain't no telling what he gonna do to it. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling how he gonna make the shit work. Especially Scully. Scully probably gonna fuck around and kill everybody.
yeah, and like I was saying, like I don't think it would be Reed because like Reed is already like when all the shooting
Right.
stuff was going down, he was like, "Yo, could you know talk to them and try to settle this so business could go smoother."
Yeah.
But but to something else like Gustavo was waiting on Teddy slash Reed whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing we didn't mention last week was we knew it was the cop people, but they wrote 100 grand on
Yeah.
the ground with blood, and that's what they asked for. And
Yeah.
Reed told him, "Yo, this is highway robbery." He was like, "We're not gonna make any money that way if we give you 100,000." He was like, "All we're asking you
Mm-hmm.
to do is look the other way." And he's like, "Well, that's what it cost me to look the other way." So Estavo's pissed. So he goes after him road after he now knocked Reed down. And so Reed called up his people, and Estavo was just gonna do old school. Hey, he was gonna. You remember like one of my favorite DMX tracks, right?
Yeah.
Was Crime Story, right?
Mm-hmm.
On It's Dark and Hell is Hot,
Yeah.
and he was like, what would he say? He said, "Murder's on my mind. Load up the weapons. No half steppings. Like motherfuckers want war. You can get it because I'm tired of running. Remember me as the nigga that died gunning. Kamikaze. C4 scratch to the chest. Run up in that bitch. Raw dog. Fuck the vest. All that type of shit. And then so he goes into the precinct of 14. Say you motherfuckers looking for me. Here I am. Now you coming with me." And he blew the whole police station up. So
Yeah.
anyway, that was Gustavo whole thing. Like I'm going in this bitch raw dog, and I'm fucking all y'all up. No
And
plan, no
it was
nothing.
so it was so smooth the way he did it though. He walked through the strip club first. You
No, oh
think
no,
he
no,
about to
that's no. You're going too far. I'm talking about when he was sitting in the car. Remember,
mm-hmm.
he left Reed after he knocked him down, and he
Mm-hmm.
was sitting in the car across the street from the police station. And he go
Right.
to walk in, and then they hit him upside the head, and then he woke up tied to a chair.
No, you're right, you're right. You absolutely right. Okay, so that's when he had basically told him who he was. You right.
Yeah,
You
he's
absolutely right.
CIA. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Now see
so what do you think?
that's interesting because now Gustavo knows, right? And all of
Mm-hmm.
this shit is happening. But like he said, I'm gonna ride with you as long as you know what I'm saying, as long as we kill the motherfuckers who did this shit. Cause
Yep.
I ain't got no so remember he told him though, he was like, nobody gets away with killing a DEA agent. He was like, so basically, yeah, you should have known what it was. So Gustavo was sitting in there when they had got after everything had happened or whatever. So do you think now that with everything that had transpired as far as him basically revealing himself to Gustavo, them having the conversation that they had, and like you said, this before that he had went and went WWE on everybody. Do you think now that they recruit Gustavo as an agent?
I think they already did. I think with him letting him get away with killing a DEA agent, I think that he knew. I think that he had an inkling of it, but then like once Reed told him, he was like, "Yeah, I should have known." Like, and Reed told him, you killed a DEA agent and nothing happened to you. You know what I'm saying? So, and like he said, and Gustavo sees like, yo, it's really better to be on this side because I'm protected. He Reed told him like, yo, you protected over here.
Yeah.
So I think that Gustavo is more like, he might be more Rambo now because he knows like, yo, ain't nobody gonna fuck with me. I'm fucking part of the CIA now. So no matter what, I can sit here, I can make this money and still be the same person that I am, and ain't shit gonna happen to me. So that's why he's able to roll up in a club, you know what I'm saying, kill a dude and write 100,000 on his damn forehead with a knife.
Man, vicious.
Man, very vicious. And so then what Reed was mad about, he was like, yo, like, and that's the thing. The CIA approved these motherfuckers to go kill these motherfuckers. Just said that y'all got to do it on his own property, and it can't be no casualties with regular citizens. Yo, this shit is wild, dude.
Yo, the way that they came through though was so crazy. It's just them two, and they picked up everybody in the goddamn vicinity.
About 12 people.
Man, what? But see, this is the thing, though. This lets you know that Reed, Teddy, whatever you want to call himself, this lets you know that he a lot deeper into this shit than we've seen. Because remember when we first seen him, he was basically just intelligence.
Yep.
He wasn't in the field or none of that. So now we really getting a chance to see him work throughout, you know what I'm saying, get out there and physically be a part of this shit compared to really being behind the desk and just pushing papers. So I think that we went deeper into his story in season 3, you know what I'm saying, with his dad, with his brother and shit like that, like the struggles and that he had. Yep, and his ex, you know what I'm saying, the struggles that we have, and then don't forget about his son and shit like that. So it's like now we starting to see, I think we're going to see a different side of Reed. I think we're going to finally get a chance to really see him be covert, you know what I'm saying, black ops, double agent. We really going to get a chance to see him basically be, what's the Jason Bourne of Snowfall.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So let's get into your favorite character, Irene, man. So so Irene, she meets with this cop, and dude is like, he want to get Franklin off the street, and he's like, this dude got away with murder, and like Irene is like, what you talking about? He's like, this dude beat the whole murder case. He said we indicted him and everything, and just all of a sudden he got out. And Irene is like, there's no record of that. And he looked at her and he was like, you know how I am. You know how hard I dig into things. Like, there's no record of this. That right there should tell you there are some higher ups that's like protecting Franklin.
Get your ass out of there. Once again, somebody got to kill this lady.
And then a second opportunity comes up where they meet again. And he tells her basically that, like, yo, there's some higher up people here, and this is as far as I go. And he was like, you keep going, you're gonna get hurt. And then, and I'm gonna tell you why I know she gonna keep going forward. So now we found out that she is divorced and got a child with a daughter that she don't speak to because she picked her career over her family.
Hey, listen, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. You're gonna keep digging. Eventually, you're gonna end up in the grave. That's something my great grandma used to say. You keep digging, eventually you're gonna end up in the grave. Y'all can take that if y'all want it. But I'm telling you now, keep on. You're gonna get your daughter kidnapped, and you're gonna get your bald head husband or ex-husband kidnapped too. And it's gonna be bad stuff to happen. Put this story down, move on, go find out what whatever celebrity was doing in the 80s at the time. This ain't for you, Irene. Get your ass on. Get your ass out of there. You about to ruin the whole goddamn operation and expose the government for what? Because you want to tell the truth? Bitch, keep it moving.
Shit, if she keep fucking around, it might not even be Franklin who takes her out. It might be the fucking government to take her out. Cause like, yo, like
Teddy.
It's like, yo, you digging in our business and you need to sit your ass down. And I don't think she's gonna stop.
Be Teddy. Gustavo, the newly appointed CIA operative, he's gonna kill this bitch. I'm telling you. I can't wait for her to die. I'm telling you, if she don't die this season, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yo, my guy, Irene is out of here, my guy. Out of here.
Man, she
gotta be, man. Person.
She gotta be.
And another person on their way, you know what I'm saying, is the old cop dude. You know what I'm saying? So Franklin meets with him at a restaurant. And dude, this was to me, this was the dopest scene. Like all the episode 3. Yeah. Franklin sitting there, and it gave me the vibes of Frank Lucas because they showed my man sitting there. Cause you remember when Frank used to eat, like my man used to sit at the bar. So my man, at the diner. So he's sitting there, and he's like, so you're not hungry? He was like, yeah, you know, my stomach is a little this, that. And he was like, well, that's what's happened when you're stressing. And he was like, and he was just like, he told him about, yo, I'm stressing about how you got into my dad's face or whatnot. And he was like, yo, you trying to get me killed. He's like, yo, I gave you money to do a job. He's like, if you don't like the job, okay. But I'm giving you money, but to do a job. And he was like, but if you come near my family again, it's gonna be some problems. And he was like, oh, what? So Franklin, he stands up and he smiles. And the hardest part was when this motherfucker looked at him and said, oh man, how did he say? He was like,
you have a good day, officer.
Oh, and no, before that, he said, do your job. He said, do your job and shut the fuck up. And then he said, have a good day. Yo, Franklin is ill, my guy.
Man, listen.
Ill. And he told him.
Go ahead.
And hold on. And he told him what this is what he said. He said, you had something on me 4 months ago, but you decided to take the money. Mm-hmm. And then he said, so do your job and shut the fuck up. Then have a nice day.
Listen. Franklin is a smart dude, bro. And I think this is why this show is going at the rate that it's going and going at the precipice that it's going to, because you don't have that hot-headed cowboy, shoot 'em up, Wild West type drug dealer. You really got somebody who is thinking with his brain, and he really calculated. He knows how to move. He's not, he ain't just out here just making deals. No, he knows how to operate. And I think that with Franklin controlling everything, and that's why I said I don't think that they'll ever touch Franklin, because he knows how to operate. The way that he worked this cop was so smooth. Because remember, we forget the whole deal that his mom even came up with to work with, what was it, the governor or the mayor or something like that?
Man, this my old what's my old dude name? Paul Davis, who is, my man Dickinson from the Shy. So he's a dirty politician in 2 shows, man.
I'm just saying, but like the fact that you have, like you got that person backing you. So, his mom goes to meet with him and they have the conversation. And I thought it was dope that they, that the mom is, as calculated as she is. because you kind of see where Franklin gets it from. You know what I'm saying? Like the second episode we see, you know what I'm saying, they sitting at the table and she like, yo, you know, everything that's going on, you know, you making the wrong moves. Let's do this the legal way. That way, if everything, you know what I'm saying, crumbles, you still gonna be okay at this point. So she like, we gonna make a sizable donation, blah blah blah. We gonna get next to some politicians. We really gonna put this plan into action. And I think that his mom is really the glue for all of this. Because, you know what I'm saying, we seen how he reacted to his dad when his dad was trying to get him not to go, you know what I'm saying, to the operation that they, or the setup that they tried to go to. You know what I'm saying? You see that he really don't have that connection with his dad, but his mom is really like the rock, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's the foundation. So when he talked to his mom, you notice like he don't really have that same aggression towards his mom as he has towards his dad. I think that's a great, you know what I'm saying, thing that they throw into the mix. But his mom is really the brains behind the situation, bro. Like, for her to even come up with that idea to make the donation, to, you know what I'm saying, to even come up with the plan to buy the plot that dude trying to, you know what I'm saying, get to. Like, all of this shit is really Sissy Saint behind the mix. So it's like Franklin Saint is the face of it. Sissy Saint is the brains.
Yeah, because like, and then the ruthlessness in two different situations. Like,
Yeah.
So the cop didn't listen to Franklin. You know, coming there with a fake warrant, take his mom for a ride, and basically like, yo, Frank killed a good man. Took her to what's my man name? The cop that they killed. Old girl dad. So
Andre
took her to Andre's grave. Was like saying it's a good man, all the type shit. Franklin killed him. So she called them to come pick her up, and she's like, yo, get the deal done. And they had to get the deal done for the fact of, so the one thing that they wanted.
Scene too. Very interesting scene.
Oh yeah. And then my man gets called into the cop office. He's like, yo, you been transferred. Like, he's like, I don't know who mama you fucking with, but you fucking with the wrong one. And he was like, man, you not got transferred. Now he's damn in evidence. So he's off the street.
Greatness. Let's go. I love this show.
Hey.
I love this show.
Hey, and then the other ruthlessness was, so before he came with the fake warrant, that my man is arguing with them because he didn't want them to lose their bookstore because they've been in that bookstore all their life. So he's not built for it. Yeah, Alton, he wasn't prepared to do that. But Sissy's like, yo, if we do this for him, he could do other things for us. Exactly. And this is one of the casualties that have to be done. But this is the thing. They gave them opportunity. See, this is where I am with this. Sometimes you have to evolve, right? Mm-hmm. We understand. You've been in this store, you've been in this location for over 30 years. This man gave you a check that's twice the value of what it's worth, and they was giving you a free lot to move to a better location. Maybe it's not in the black community like you want it to be, but it's still an opportunity to run your business. Mm-hmm. You tell Franklin, after Franklin says, yo, we sold this lot, we got another space for y'all if you want it, but you know what I'm saying? Either way, you're out of here by Friday. And she's like, fuck you. Frank like, hey, well, you know, now you can just go roll with your check.
You also got to remember that's not the way Franklin framed it either, though. Franklin was saying that he basically getting an investment group to where all the black businesses can kind of keep control of their situation. And when he came back and told them what was going on, he basically was like, yo, psych. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I told you this, but that ain't really how it's about to happen.
Yes, but at the same time, Franklin wasn't necessarily putting them out of business. Like, you just gotta relocate.
I think that with everything, like, and we gotta remember this is in the 80s too. So you know what I'm saying? We what, maybe 15, 20 years off of, you know what I'm saying, the Black Panthers, you know what I'm saying, the civil rights movement and everything else. So that Black pride is still kind of strong. And this is why I say like this show is so great, because, you know, when you watching it, you don't feel like you in the 80s, but you know you're in the 80s. So we still got to remember, like, with those older characters, you know, they still have that sense of Black pride. They still have that sense of this is home. They still have that sense of, you know what I'm saying, like this is what we're trying to do. So when Franklin comes to them and lets them know, like, this is, you know what I'm saying, an opportunity for basically for us to be investors, and you know what I'm saying, y'all basically gonna be in the group with us. And once he gave him the check and everything else, I felt where she was coming from when she said what she said. Like, yeah, like fuck you, like you didn't. This ain't how you framed it to me. This ain't how you gave it to me initially. If you did, because and of course we know that if he'd have told her the truth about everything, she'd have said no, or they'd have said no. But he did what he had to do, of course, but at the same time, like, I didn't really look at her like, oh, she fucked up. It was more so like, you know what I'm saying, with everything that she did, you know what I'm saying, we seen in the previous seasons how she helped Franklin, you know what I'm saying, and gave him some knowledge with some books and shit like that. And they built kind of a connection. It was like, you could see that she kind of felt betrayed. You know what I'm saying? You could see that she kind of looked at him like she looked at, you know what I'm saying, the other side. So it was like, I got where she was coming from. You know what I'm saying? You kind of felt that little, you know what I'm saying, that little tinge too. But it made sense because, like you said, they gave him a check. They gave him a, you know what I'm saying, a free plot where they didn't have to pay anything on. It was already paid off. Then on top of that, like you said, the check was double what the place was worth. So it was like, you know, we giving you an opportunity at a better situation, but you know, you know, so you want to stand solid on what you're talking about. So it's like, you know, you ain't taking it. Because remember, she said, you know, keep your silver, do this. No, she said, keep your silver, devil. That's what she said. Keep your silver, devil. We don't want it. And it's like, damn, like he trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like we know because we looking at it, but it's just like, damn, you kind of feel sorry for it. But at the same time, it's like, yo, why don't you take that shit and go make some money and make a real living? So it's like, you kind of get at an internal struggle on that scene, man. But what was super interesting is when the politician met up with Franklin, and you know he was talking about what he was supposed to do and getting with him to get shit done. What did you think about that?
I thought it was interesting. I think what's really gonna be interesting is the dinner, when they sit together, because like this meeting, well, what they showed us was very short, and like Franklin was just like, yo, what would you do? He was like, first he said I would ask for 10%, and then he said, well, actually I would demand 10%.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So then that's when you can see like, okay, this relationship, because the thing is, he knows Franklin's still selling drugs. Even though the mom was like, we're not in that business anymore, he's still like fine with his donations being funded by drug money.
I mean,
so
who wouldn't?
We
already,
you know what I'm saying?
who wouldn't?
Yeah, like he's completely fine with that. So I think that they're gonna scratch each other's back, and I think that this meeting is gonna be very interesting, because with Franklin and Sissy coming through with the properties that he couldn't get get the area without them, and the only thing that they asked for so far is just to get a cop demoted. So I think that we're gonna learn a little more with this next meeting at this dinner that they're supposed to have. Mm-hmm. So that's my initial reaction to that.
Well, seeing the way that everything is playing out, we know that episode 4. Well, I ain't gonna say we know. We can kind of take a shot at episode 4 being the episode about Scully. At least I think that's how it's gonna be, right? So now that we know, you know what I'm saying, Scully is still alive, we know that he done sent the goons out to get Franklin. Um, do you think that this is going to, and I know you said something about it earlier, but for like a little small thing, bro, I think that this is going to kind of bring Manboy and Franklin a little bit more together, and I think this is going to piece up Manboy, Franklin, and Leon. So, how do you feel about this Scully situation and what you think they're going to bring, or what you think they're going to kind of present on this next episode, or maybe in the future?
Well, from the previews, it seemed like there's a situation that's going to happen where now we don't know the context of Franklin pulling a gun on Leon. We don't know the context of it, but I think that with Leon having a conversation with his dude, as far as like how things is going down in his run in with Wanda about, you know, like you said, complaining about the drugs and stuff, and then he has that little moment
Wanda too.
Yeah, because and that's why I was headed, because he is like, yo, what happened to you? And I'm like, motherfucker, you happened to her. Like, what you mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what? And this is why I say sometimes you got to be careful with your words and when you say situations.
Yeah.
You're going to tell Franklin that's the cost of business. Dude, this is the cost of business. This shit hit home. This was a girl that you was basically in love with, and she got hooked on the product that you sell. So now Wanda is getting so strung out. This girl's tooth that came out. So it's like, is it like what? Like the thing is, let me ask you this, because I mean, just me, I don't know much about crackheads. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking it's just a situation where, you know, with the product that they putting out, you know, it's giving her tooth decay, making her shit weak, and her teeth just starting to fall out like crackheads. You know, 'cause a lot of crackheads don't have a lot of teeth. So do you think it's just something just as simple as that, as far as like her damn tooth, her just pulling her tooth out?
100%, man. Listen, when you gotta, like, what a lot of people don't know is that crack is made with it's made with a base, right? So like cocaine is for the most part acidic. This is like scientific shit. So cocaine is like acidic. That's why it reacts to your body the way it reacts to your body. And then you use flour for it to even it out. That's why they say they cut it. So you basically use anything that's more so of like a base or whatever, I guess you could call it that, to kind of even out that acidity of the cocaine. So the more base you use, the lower the, you know what I'm saying, like the lower the value of the cocaine. That's what they say it's stepped on. And so, you know what I'm saying, like if you use like Arm & Hammer baking soda don't got a certain amount of acidity to it. So, you know, that's what they use. But depending on what you use, that shit could be bad. That shit could be amazing. That shit could be in between, whatever. And so with him only having so much cocaine to even make the crack, which, you know what I'm saying, we go back to season 2 where he was like, yo, we already cutting it down so far. He said, yo, cut that shit even more. So he trying to stretch out a certain amount of cocaine to be able to keep producing until they can get more. So that means that the potency of it is going down, you know what I'm saying, further and further. So it's like all kind of shit can happen. Like, I don't know, like they could smoke the shit, teeth fall out. They could smoke the shit, go blind. Like it's anything could happen with that shit. It's you know what I'm saying, it's chemistry. So you never know what the reaction is to somebody's body. So what I found interesting was And shout out to Gail Bean who plays Wanda. She was in Insecure and a whole bunch of other shit too. But what I found interesting was like that weird little revelation that she had. So when she pulled her tooth out, she goes find like the mirror in the junkyard that they was in or whatever, and she looking at herself and she kind of seeing like, yo, like, because it was funny that Leon even said that, like, yo, what the fuck happened to you? So you could kind of see that kind of played back in her head, like, yo, look at me, like I used to be the shit, now I'm a crackhead. I mean, I'm sure they called them base heads back then, but you know what I'm saying? She's like, I'm a crackhead. I'm smoking crack rock. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Do
You
you
kind of
think
seen what's up?
do you think it's more that she's not really getting high because the potency's down so far? Like, so
Yeah,
she's not really,
yeah.
she's not getting what she's not getting that regular high to
Well,
where
not only
it
that,
takes her mind off of it, but it's like now.
it's like, so if you ever been around people that smoke crack, or if you know anything about people that smoke crack, right? Like the first time you get high is they say that's the most intense high you'll ever get. You'll never get that high again. And that's why some people like I remember like back in the day they used to have songs like Puff the Magic Dragon and all that shit. So they let you know, like, you know what I'm saying, or you chasing that, they say they chasing the high. Like the reason they say they chasing the high is because they start doing odd shit just to get that first high back, like to get the feeling that they had off that first high. So at this point, as long as she been smoking it and everything else, we don't know how far they done went into it so far. But you know what I'm saying? Like at this point, we know like she done got deep into it. Like she done got deep into it to where she know how to make this shit. She know how to, you know what I'm saying, sell it, smoke it, all that. She done been there in the operation. So at this point, she's looking at it like, yeah, I'm not getting as high as I used to, but at the same time, I don't think that was the point that really messed her up. I think it was the point that when they started laughing, you know what I'm saying? She's still, you got to remember, she's still a woman. She still got them emotions. So it's like, remember, she even said, like, yo, what the fuck y'all laughing at? And it's like, she's starting to realize, like, yo, like, I'm better than this shit. Like, why the fuck am I? So I think we really going to see a transformation from Wanda. I think Wanda is going to somehow get a way to get herself back to, you know what I'm saying, that original Wanda that we seen. And I don't know if that's gonna fuck with Leon or not, but I do think that she's going to find her way into, you know what I'm saying, a different situation because remember, first episode we saw that with Mel. Mel is also a reformed crackhead. First episode, she looked cleaned up, she looked just like she did. So we know that it's possible, but I think we'll actually get to see the transformation with Wanda's character. Now, what I'm interested to see is where Mel falls into all of this because they brought her back on the first episode. We ain't seen her since. So I want to know where she ends up falling in between all this because Irene is doing some digging. And I think that with Irene doing the digging, Mel is going to pop back up in Franklin's life somehow.
Yeah, I mean that was one of the things that you said earlier was you think that she's gonna come back and Sissy's gonna be the one to take her out,
As she
because
should.
because from my assumption you feel that she don't have any good intentions of being back good with Franklin, and she know that Franklin was
Yeah.
at some point in love with this girl, so she's gonna have to be the one, you know what I'm saying, to get her hands dirty.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, like my prediction on I'm with you on the Wanda thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she's gonna end up being rehabilitated
Yep.
in a way.
Yep.
I think that Franklin and I think that also when we do this, are we doing like our predictions on just episode 4?
I mean, you could do it anyway. We ain't got to necessarily do it for the next episode. If you want to do one for a season or whatever, we just making some predictions. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you on the right track. As far as I do think that that's going to happen to Wanda. I think that Mel is going to come back, but I think that okay. So a prediction that I would have for episode 4 though is we're going to get another appearance from Scully. I think Scully's going to pop back up.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that this meeting with with uh with Paul Davis is going to go. I think it's going to go well, and I think that Franklin is going to realize that these politicians is just as fucked up as me selling these drugs. I
Mm-hmm.
think that that's what Franklin is going to pull from this meeting. If they have this meeting in episode 4, I think that that's what Franklin is going to come away with. It's like these dudes is just as fucked up as what I'm doing, but very, very useful.
I agree. I think that I'll even add a little bit of sauce onto that. I think that what's going to happen is that Franklin is going to find out about these politicians. He's going to find out that they can definitely be bought with money. But I also think that Reed is going to play a part in that as well. So he's going to bring in that big government aspect of it, to where I think that Franklin is going to mention it, or he'll find out that Franklin is doing that in somehow, some way, and then Reed is going to be involved in that aspect as well. I think, like I said before, I think that Wanda is going to get rehabilitated. Mel is going to come back, but this is what I also think. I think that, and I don't really see it at this point, but this is just a hot take. So, you know what I'm saying? Right now, I don't got nothing to back it up. But my guess is, since Jerome has a body under his belt now, and he's dealing with, that first kill, I think that he's going to be the one to kill Scully.
Okay.
So that's
I
my
can
that's
see
my
that.
hot take. Yeah, that's my hot take. I think he's going to be the one to eventually kill Scully. I don't know how that'll play out per se, but I think that somehow, some way, like, he's going to be the one that end up killing Scully.
Uh, I'm gonna go a little opposite, just a, you know, little bet thing. I think it might be the auntie. I think the auntie
You
might
think
get,
Lou gonna do it?
she got. I think that I think that she will have a better way of getting close to Scully to a point where, I mean, I don't think it's going to be like a meeting. I think it's
Right.
just going to be like the main focus is going to be like on Jerome or
Mm-hmm.
Franklin, or even if Leon get involved. And I think that she's just going to just pop out of nowhere and put one right back his damn head. So
That's
I think
interesting.
it might be Auntie be the one who takes Scully out.
Okay, and then last one before we get up out of here, man. Leon, where do we see Leon's storyline from this point forward? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that, because like I said, I think that this Scully situation is going to bring Franklin and Leon back together, and I think that's going to bring them closer to Man Boy. Even though he a hothead, I think that this is the season that all that shit get cut, and I think that he end up taking Kevin's place in a way.
Okay. Um, I like I said earlier, they showed a preview for the season, and I
Mm-hmm.
said that we don't know the context of Franklin pulling a gun on Leon.
Right.
I think it's I think that scene is going to be a situation where it's like he's pointing the gun at him, and
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna kind of like do the little flip the gun thing and like give it to him. I think it's going to be more of that type of situation. I don't think it's
Yeah.
like him pressuring him to do something and he pull a gun on him to get him to do
Mm-hmm.
something. I think it's one of those situations where like he pointed at him and then he flip it and like hands it to him. And like maybe that's like that situation of them like, you know, him handing that gun over to him and like, yo, like you're not my driver, you know what I'm saying? You're not a worker, you my partner. You know what I'm saying? And I think like the handing the gun over is going to be more of a like, yo, we partners in this type of thing. So I think that they're going to link back up, but I also think it's going to be a link up that's going to also, I think Leon has been backed into a corner because he know that he can't get a connect from somewhere else, and his product is pretty much gone. So that's going to be another reason why he gets back with Franklin.
That's interesting. I'm gonna be honest with you. I stopped watching when they do the next time on Snowfall shit, right? Because what I've learned is that they edit and chop that shit up so much to where they do that for a reason to keep you kind of off of the storyline. So I don't think that he's even pointing that gun at Leon. I think that he's pointing that gun at somebody else, and Leon is there to stop him from shooting somebody.
Okay.
So it's gonna be interesting.
I can see that as well. I can see that as well.
Yeah,
but that's another thing.
I like the take you had though.
I like watching it.
If it go down the way you said it goes down, oh my gosh, that shit is going to bring tears to people's eyes. I'm telling you, niggas is gonna crack that scene, bro.
Oh man, but that's the thing, bro. We gonna see. We gonna see because like this show is so dope, man. Like this show is definitely, man, in my top 3. You know what I'm saying?
100%, man.
Like shows, because I don't put sitcoms with shows. Right. I separate those. So like shows, Like I wouldn't say Martin, even though Martin is like one of the like
it's
godly.
I know exactly what you're saying because it's like with sitcoms, there's no specific storyline that you have to follow. With sitcoms, there's like a skeleton basically, like, you know what I'm saying, man and woman. I don't know, they might have, you know what I'm saying, like the mom living with them or some shit like that. And then they just go through different storylines each episode. But with shows, it's like we have a direction that we're going. This is the storyline. We're going to stick with it. This is what's going to happen episode after episode after episode. And it's basically, you know what I'm saying, like going in a certain path. But with sitcoms, it's like one episode, it could be, I don't know, they digging themselves out of a hole. The next episode, they could be flying on a plane to Jamaica. We don't know. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, ain't no continuation in sitcoms. I know exactly what you're saying, though.
Yeah, man. It's dope. I mean, I shouldn't say that I put it out there because it's not finished and we don't know how it ends. But it's just like it's been so good, man. Through 3 almost and a half seasons.
I mean,
they killing this shit, man. They killing.
Not one, bro. It's like it's crazy because you know you don't really expect that from a guy like John Singleton who does movies. You know what I'm saying? For him to really put together a television show that's, you know what I'm saying, at this magnitude is just like, you know what I'm saying, you would usually think it'd be like a fail. That's like Quentin Tarantino putting like a Japanese type television show together where, you know what I'm saying, like it's a bunch of samurais and shit like that. Like you know what I'm saying, the where he can get all the shit off in the movie that he would probably want to, but he extend that shit out to a television show. And he's just, every episode is just giving you everything you need. It's that type of shit.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying.
Yeah,
I feel what you're saying. I got you. It's whew. Why? Hey, as far as appointment TV, this is it, man. Like,
100%.
There ain't a lot. There ain't a lot of shit. There ain't a lot of shit that's like, you know, that like, because Netflix has, and I know we're rambling right now. We'll go ahead and end the pod, but like Netflix got everybody in this thing where like they're they throw a show up and you can watch all of
Man,
them.
what?
You
You
know,
got to.
and it's like a lot of people have lost that, or people that are like
Yeah.
younger than us.
Yeah.
They don't understand, like, yo, this is what it was. Like, we had to, now, even though, I mean, I've been DVRing it, but,
Well,
you know, back in the
think-
day,
I think a little bit of that is still kind of there with, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got Power and shit like that. But it's just, for me, it's just not that, it don't got that same feel that Snowfall got.
yeah, because it's like, it comes on Wednesdays at 10, and it's like,
Yeah.
like yo, like you're not getting it early.
Right.
And like back then, like you had to watch it when it came on. And it's like,
Exactly.
even though we got the DVR option, this show is so good. The only reason I don't is because usually I pod on Wednesdays and then it come on as late as it do. You know what I'm saying? I got to get up pretty early to get the kids ready and all that type of stuff. So it's just like I'll watch it on Thursday because I don't have a pod that day. So that's what I've been doing. And so, but it's hard though. It's hard because I've been wanting to watch it when it's on. But I also,
hey, listen, I DVR and I watch it, so it's just like, because just in case I fall asleep, I got to make sure I see all that shit.
But the best part about DVR is you can fast forward through the commercials.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
That's the one best part about it. Yep, that's the best part about it, man.
Straight facts.
Yeah, man. So damn.
This next joint we got, you know what I'm saying? We doing another appreciation. You know what I'm saying? We getting back into the appreciation bag, man. This actor has been in so many different movies, has done so many different styles of movies. I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually have a favorite from this actor. So yeah, it's yeah.
Hey,
this is how good this person is.
Yo, like this person, man, straight out of South Africa.
Oh yes, yes.
Don't like
true African
motherfuckers don't even know. Yo, hey, when they see this shit, yo, they gonna be so fucking fucked up. Yo, like people, they are really, really, as much stuff that they've been in, they've been very underappreciated, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't see how this person transformed himself into a monster, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Literally. So it's like,
in one movie they kept coming back from the dead.
Yes, and look, this person like have done everything from the fact of like being a superhero to a serial killer to a housewife, like everything, an assassin. Like yo, like this person has killed it. And to hear the backstory of, I'll say this and we'll let it go. To come from South Africa, not really knowing English, and to become what they have became.
Yeah.
Nuts, my guy. Nuts.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. So you know what I'm saying? Tuesday, man, y'all stick to it. You know what I'm saying? We got something special for y'all coming up. Y'all be there, be square. But you guys can follow me at Scoots Bronson on Twitter. Instagram is Scoots Bronson _TV. Of course, the YouTube is Scoots Bronson TV. If you're watching it, hit that subscribe, hit that like button. If you're not watching it and you're listening, you can go to YouTube and watch us, of course. But if you're listening, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're a first-time listener. If you're not a first-time listener, share it with a friend. Make sure, man, you guys go to the Viewers Anonymous Podcast watch group on Facebook. It's growing. It is growing. It is growing. As Doc Foster is doing his thing, man, he is getting people in there. Don't you be the person that he gets in there. Get in there before he gets to you. You jump at it. You get there, man. You know what I'm saying? But we are actually growing, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all the people that are joining up. like we said, we got a lot of stuff going on. We got some things that we got in mind. We want to make sure that we got enough people to do it. And we want to make sure we just have a broader fan base. That way we can get some good ideas from you guys. We can, kind of see where, saying you guys want us to take this podcast. But until then, make sure you hit that request or make sure you just add yourself in there. We always looking for new members. Come on and join up.
Yes, sir, man. And I'm trying my best, man. Also, man, there was no Stolen Time podcast this past week, this previous week. Uncle Washington, having some health things, but I keep the people updated. Not gonna get too far into it, but you know what I'm saying. He's going through some things, but it's definitely gonna be a Stolen Time. It might end up being two Stolen Times coming out this week. I got a huge episode coming up, man. I just got confirmation on some things. So be on the lookout, man. The 28 Minutes or Less podcast and the Stolen Time podcast. And everybody, please go support the last episode I did. Saying shout out to the guy Nate. You know what I'm saying? Jumping on the podcast with me. I appreciate him. You know what I'm saying? He's a loyal supporter, you know what I'm saying, of the podcast, of all the podcasts. So I appreciate everything he did, and I appreciate him coming on. So go check out episode 37 that I did with the guy Nate. Also, you can follow me at the Stolen Time Podcast on Facebook, Stolen Time Pod on Instagram, and s.foster8 on Instagram and Twitter. And we're going to keep bringing y'all the heat, man.
For sure. For sure, man. Once again, thank you guys for supporting. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We definitely appreciate it. We'll see you guys Tuesday. With that being said, like they say in Hollywood, it's a wrap.
Cut.